Hello, my name is Maria Ayala, and this is my walkthrough of the parts and layout of my final e-portfolio for my master's project in special education, high incidence disabilities. At the top of the page, you will be able to see my teaching philosophy, which is to empower students for life. I believe that our job is to help our students to be successful and independent people and learners for life. You can also see a couple of pictures that I took, which are kind of related in some way to education. And as you can see, I really love photography as well. Right below my teaching philosophy, you can see the home page, the artifacts page, the About Me page, and a contact page, which I'll show you a bit later of what they are about. I was surprised about everything that I had learned throughout this master's program. I know this isn't the entire program's work. However, I believe that these are the most important assignments that I've done. And I can really show my growth, not just as a special education teacher, but as a person as well. Now, if you access the page on artifacts right here, you will be able to see on the left the course's numbers and the names on the right, and the course's numbers and the names. And on the right, you will be able to see the artifacts plus a reflection that I chose for each assignment. These are the artifacts that I chose, like a teacher interview, and if you click on it, you will be able to, the page will send you directly to the assignment. Like in this case, it's showing you a video of my field interview. And then you can also access to the reflection. Right here, you can see an example of a PDF reflection, a written reflection. Okay, so artifacts vary between PowerPoint presentations, written assignments, assessments and interventions, personal philosophies, lesson plans, websites, videos, and an interview. These are the artifacts that I chose: vocabulary development, an FABI assessment intervention, a PD on interpersonal communication and collaboration. You can also see here a recorded presentation of the presentation. A two-part social skills assessment and intervention, a PD called My Brain, My Teaching, Our Learning, a media analysis project. This is the written project, but this is just a PowerPoint that I also included that I made for this written presentation, a CAP video on an RTI article, a collaboration philosophy assignment, a literacy intervention, a social narrative part 1 and part 2 assignment, a common core standards assignment, a unit plan, and a curriculum philosophy. Now, my reflections can be either a written reflection or a video reflection. For example, here you will see I have a vocabulary development assignment, but for this assignment, I did a video reflection for it. I liked my video reflections best because I decided
the assignment that I chose from the course.
This is an example. Because I decided on doing them for the SPED A98B course, and I could tell that even my reflections were more in depth when I did videos, as I kept practicing this skill, which is something that I also learned while doing this e-portfolio, that reflection as a teacher is an ongoing process and that it should never stop. So I was able to fully express my thoughts, my ideas, and reflections in a more spontaneous way. Although I did have a lot planned beforehand, I felt that I could show more of who I am in those videos. Now, I picked those artifacts because I believe that they provide a good reflection on the type of professional that I am. They are key assignments that prove that this master's program made a profound impact in my life, and that there is a huge difference between the professional that I was to the professional that I am today, and the professional that I still want to become. Now, I invested a lot of time in the revisions process. Some of the revisions that I made were based on my teacher's feedback. However, I believe that even though I had full points on most of these assignments, I tried to use the knowledge that I gained in the following courses to include new information and to correct some technical aspects of the writings, for example, the APA style. I like the fact that I had to revise these assignments so that we could continue improving them and show that they are all connected and part of a whole program's trajectory. Now, when writing or doing videos of my reflections, I believe I used more of a subjective point of view, since I reflected on the learnings that I personally had in those assignments, as well as the way that I used to think or work with students before I had acquired those learnings. Most of the time, I kept comparing the professional I was to the professional that I am today, and how much those courses had impacted in my personal and professional growth. I also included, if you go back, you will able to see an About Me page, which if you click here, you will be able to access a Powtoon presentation that talks a little bit about me, which I thought that it was very important to include because it reflects professional and personal aspects of my life, which are really important to me. Now, if we go back to the main page, right here, I had some experience using the Wix platform before because we had used it in another course. But most of all, I just had so much fun having the opportunity to be creative and to display my portfolio the way that I wanted it to be. I played around with it, and I think that it kind of reflects my personality too. As I had experience teaching as a university professor, I look forward to using this experience of creating an e-portfolio with my students so that they could also feel ownership of their work and have an opportunity to be creative and to display their work in a way that reflects them as people and professionals. I am also planning on creating a website for my own practice where I could upload videos and articles so that my students' parents could access them according to the disabilities or needs that their children have. I believe that creating an e-portfolio was exactly the last challenge that I needed to finish this master's program successfully. The first time we were asked to do this, it was a little hard to imagine the requirements of the final project. When designing it in the first time, I tried using so many new things that it ended up confusing the viewer on where to look for the artifacts. But in the end, I'm pleased with the final outcome. So if I was required to do a thesis project right now, I don't think that with my baby and my job, I would have been able to finish it on the assigned time. I was starting to make up my mind that I was going to take about 1 more year to finish this program. However, the e-portfolio gave me the opportunity to show the professional that I am, what I'm capable of, and what I've learned too. So thank you for watching the walkthrough, and I hope you enjoy my e-portfolio just as I enjoyed creating it. So thank you.